Hello and welcome. My name is Ruth Kirschner. I am a licensed clinical social worker and program manager for the National Family Caregiver Support Program of Montgomery County, Maryland. Today, I am joined by my colleague and artist in residence, Melissa Tritto.
Hello, Ruth. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Ruth, what changes occur as we age with our senses? Are they all affected?
Absolutely, all 5 of them. They are sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. Our sensory connection and what we take in from the environment, it gradually lessens as we're aging, just naturally, and then sometimes with illnesses such as cognitive loss, it can create even more of a sensory deprivation.
Wow, that doesn't sound great. But when I'm talking to my husband and he's on the phone and he's very distracted, I feel completely unheard. So can you remind us how important it is to stay engaged with the one you're with?
Absolutely. Today we're going to talk about the senses, but we can't talk about anything if the other person who's talking to us is not engaged, is not connected. So number 1, look at each other from eye level. I don't want to be above you. I don't want to be underneath you. I want to look at you right together. You're already doing the second thing, which is a great big smile. We want to put a big smile on our faces so that the person knows we're happy to be there. We want to use our body language. So my arms are out looking at you, your arms are out towards me. I'm gonna make you turn your legs, because what we want to do is face each other, is to be connected, to lean for, okay, not that.
Act like we're friends.
Act like we're friends. And that's engaging. So that now that we are engaged, you and I are pretending to be friends, we're today here gonna talk about the sense of hearing.
Ooh. But there's a mystery sense that I want to bring up before you go into hearing. And that mystery sense is laughter.
Ah, that's a great
And the
one.
reason why I think it's a sense is because you feel it in your gut. You feel it in your body. You feel it everywhere. It feels good to laugh. Everybody loves a good laugh.
Absolutely.
So I would throw that in as a 6th sense, and that's the feel-good sense.
Okay, we'll keep that in there. Absolutely.
Ruth, hearing connects us socially. I can't imagine what it must feel like to be out trying to focus on everything around. It must be very disorienting when you can't hear.
Absolutely. Hearing is one of the first senses that gets affected as we age. Most age-related hearing occurs gradually. It's not 1 minute you hear and the next you don't. You just kind of, all of a sudden, you're turning up the TV a little bit louder than you used to. So but it's also, the research is showing vision and hearing loss are connected with cognitive loss. So I want to put a plea out there for everybody that if you're worried about not hearing as much, that you go get a hearing test. Ooh. Because the issue is, if you don't hear the words, you're not processing them in your brain. So it's what's that old expression, use it or lose it? You have to be able to hear, you have to be able to process so that you will understand what's going on. There is a very weird sensation that we have that's, I guess, a quirk of nature, or Mother Nature playing a trick on us. And one of the things that we have a problem with, you have the difficulty in hearing consonants, like the D and the F, the S and the C. Those can become very difficult. And for men, the first thing they lose in hearing are the high pitches. Tea kettles, doorbell rings, the women's voices that are around them. Yes.
Their wives.
Their wives. And for women, it's the exact opposite. The first hearing loss that women have are low tones, which are
what's for dinner?
Yeah, there you go. The men's voices. So it's an interesting phenomenon that we're not allowed to hear each other when as we grow older in age.
I guess that's how you grow old together, right? You slowly tune out your wife, and your wife slowly tunes down the husband, and it's all good.
Well, there you go. It could work like that.
That makes sense.
When we're talking about laughter, though, because you said laughter is the 6th sense.
I did.
I want you to do an experiment at home. It's not something we can really do here, but I would like for people at home to put in an earbud or plugs, hearing aids, or even just a piece of cotton, because people are not deaf as a doorknob. People usually have the ability to hear some sounds, some lights. So, but wear these cotton balls or earplugs or whatever you want to do for a meal. So whether if it's at the family dinner table or you go to a restaurant, which I think is a better place to do it, and you put them in and try and have a conversation with somebody during the entire time, not just for 2 minutes, but the entire time, and feel your own frustration of losing the context of the conversation, and then you lose the concentration, because if you can't understand what's going on and you lose what people, every fourth word that somebody's saying, you lose your concentration.
Wow. Yeah, I can totally relate to that. So I want to know some basic things that you could do around the house to dial down the distractions that you're talking about.
Well, one of the things is most of us live in homes with hard surfaces. Hard surfaces bang that noise right back. So in your own home, I know most people have lovely pictures on the walls, but it's also nice if you can put some tapestries on the walls.
Oh.
Put things that will hold the sound and be kind of like a soundproofing. Put pillows on the couches, blankets, anything that will kind of mute the noises that you're getting. Not too many, I don't want you to trip over them or fall over them, but just to have a little bit of extra soundproofing in the house.
Funny you should say that. My son Spencer is in a band, and we have a music studio in our basement. He records his own music down there. And because the music was reverberating off the walls, he put up just these like square foam tiles on the walls, some on the ceiling, some on the walls, and it just kind of absorbed the extra noise. And it made him sound better, and it was better for recording. So I can see how putting things up on the wall would change the dynamics of the noise in the room.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
That's a good idea.
And someday I want your autograph, because maybe he'll be famous.
You get his autograph on a pair of drumsticks. So here's another thing, Ruth. I noticed I have a loved one in my family that is losing their hearing. And when people talk to them, they're like, "Can I help you?" So how can you help somebody who's hearing impaired without making them feel bad?
It's a great question. It's really important. One of the things is we talked in the very beginning about engagement, making sure you're eye level, making sure you have the attention of the other person. I can't tell you how many times I'm in another room and I yell to my husband, "Dinner's ready." Well, he doesn't even look up from whatever he's doing, because he doesn't know if I'm talking to him. I don't know if he's heard me. But if I walked into the room where he is, I tap him, I say, "Hey, dinner's ready." He would go, "Ah, you mean me? Okay, let's go to dinner." But it's important that even if they're in a group, to take the person, let's say when you go in to visit somebody, ask if you can turn the radio down. Ask if you can mute the TV. Ask if definitely you put the phone away so that you're looking at the person, that you don't have that phone that you're going, yeah, that you're really connecting with them. I think it's also very, very important, and one of my problems is I'm a very fast talker, and when you have a hearing deficit, it's very important to slow your speech. Not necessarily make it louder, but wait. So for example, if I said to you, "Hey Melissa, what are you doing for dinner tonight? Are you hungry? Do you feel like Mexican, Chinese, pizza? Do you want to go out, or should we just go home and we'll order in and we'll just have a good time? What do you think you want to do?"
What?
Well, you didn't get all that? What's
wait,
wrong with
what?
you?
What did you say? Back that up.
And you have to back it up. It's hard for us to do it. We don't realize how many times we ask somebody 18 questions in one sentence. So instead, if I'm speaking to somebody with a cognitive loss who has a hearing deficit, I need to start with, "Melissa, are you hungry?
Yes, I am.
Do you feel like dinner or a snack?"
Dinner.
Okay. Do you see the huge difference
Totally.
there?
I totally see the
And
difference.
I will give you another quick hint that I do in my head that you couldn't see, is I count to 10 in my head, because it's hard for me to stop. I really want to say, "So Melissa, what do you want to eat?" I have water here, I have orange juice, I have cookies, I want to keep going. So in my head, when I'm talking to someone who has any kind of cognitive loss and a hearing deficit, I have to say the first question, "What do you want to eat?" And then in my head I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and wait for you to hear it and process it. I think that's one of the best tips I can give you.
So, wow. That would help a lot. I think I could use that in my daily life when people are asking me questions because I get confused too. Are there any good ideas to use during visits when you go to visit your loved one to take away the distractions?
Absolutely. Just as I was mentioning, turn that TV off. And, if everybody in the room is watching the TV, the football game's happening, and you want to talk to that person individually, you don't have to say, everybody, we're turning the TV off. You can ask the person, would you mind coming into another room with me for a minute? I have something I want to share. Get them out of all of the noise and the noise. We mentioned the experiment in the beginning to go to a restaurant. It's one of the hardest places to hear.
Yeah.
All the ambient noises with people rattling their food and talking. So maybe you don't have a great conversation at the meal, but in the car on the way home, where it's quiet and private, you can have that kind of a conversation.
That's a great idea. And when you're hearing impaired and you go to visit, how can you have fun with your friends and family? What can you do to have a good time?
Well, there's a lot of wonderful things to do. One of which, though, I wanted just to mention, in Maryland, we are so lucky. We have two fabulous resources. One is the Maryland Relay, and the other is the Maryland Assistive Technology Program. And they have all sorts of gadgets and helpful things for how to call somebody on the phone, that you can go and connect with them and get that information. It's all for free.
That's good.
Yes, it's really good. And the last thing I do want to just share before we talk about fun things to do in the house is you can also, you're a Montgomery County resident, right?
Yes, I am.
Have you called this year for your home safety from the fire department?
No, I have not.
Mm-mm. I'll have to slap your hand again.
Sounds like I got something to do when I get home.
Absolutely. And it's in any county. I mean, the one beautiful thing about all of the fire departments is they do these home safety checks. They will come in and make sure that all your smoke alarms are up to date, are in good working order, and for people who have hearing loss, instead of having that, remember I mentioned that men can't hear that high-pitched
Yes.
smoke alarm? They make it so it's a flash, a neon flashing light. So if you don't hear it, you'll see it. And my favorite thing they do, and all this is for free, is that they also will put, if you don't see it and you don't hear it and you're sound asleep and you have a beautiful mask because you want your eyes to look so gorgeous in the morning, they have a contraption that hooks onto the bed, and I call it the bed shaker, that if the fire alarm goes off, your bed is going to shuggle and wake you up, so you will not be
Wow.
in danger. And it's wonderful.
Wow.
The other thing they do when
That's
they
great.
come is they bring the file of life with them. And this is a wonderful form that you put on your fridge. You can, if your fridge is magnetic, you can magnetic it up, or you can tape it or suction up. And all of your health information goes in here. Your contact, emergency contact, medications, what you're allergic to. And if, God forbid, you ever had to call 911, they come in, one person will go and make sure you're okay and put you on a gurney to take you to the hospital, and the other EMS person will go to the fridge, take it off the fridge, put it right on your chest, take you out on the gurney, so this goes with you. You don't have to worry about finding your wallet, finding your purse.
Wow.
All your information is right here.
And you're safe. If you're allergic to anything, you're safe because they have all your information.
It's perfect.
That's
So
great.
I'm sorry, so I had to just bring that
No,
up.
that's that. I guess I'm going to be making a call when I get home.
Well, the thing is, one of the things you can do that is a lot of fun at home is, do you remember in the olden days at the dentist's office, they always had aquariums?
Oh, yes.
You know, and
yes.
it's because watching fish is really very peaceful and calming. But nowadays, we have TV screens with YouTube videos. So you can put anything on the screen for your loved one, and it's free just for them to watch, fish, sharks, whatever they'd like to do. You can do scrolling music with lyrics, singing, dancing, watching funny videos that make you laugh, that are just goofy, and also board games. You don't have to talk to somebody when you're playing cards or playing Monopoly
I
or
love
Scrabble.
Scrabble. Yeah,
Scrabble.
I love Scrabble.
There
I
you
do.
go.
I do.
Do you
I
have
do.
a cool art project for us?
I have a very cool game. So, I'm going to hold up a card, and I want you to answer what I ask of you. So, say the color of the word that is written.
Red? No, green.
No, you were right the first time.
Oh.
Red. Say the color the word is written in. Red. You were right.
Oh, there we go. Phew.
Here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Say the color of what the word is.
Blue, not orange. Blue.
Right.
Yay.
Right.
Yay, I win. I win.
One
Woohoo.
more. Say the color the word is written in.
Yellow? No. Blue.
Very
I
good.
did it right.
So the reason why I love this game is it really makes you use both sides of your brain. And I mean, even like people who don't have any cognitive decline get stuck on this. So it's a fun game, it's an interactive game, and you can play it again and again, and you won't get bored because you won't always get it right.
And it's wonderful for people with hearing loss, with the ability to read, say words. You can do all that with your senses of hearing. Melissa and I have shared lots of different ideas. We could, the two of us talk forever. We could go on forever, but we won't. So in closing today, we hope you found this information about hearing informative and helpful. For further information, please contact ruth.kirschner@montgomerycountymd.gov or call 240-777-3000. Thank you for joining us. We hope this caregiver information about your hearing sense was helpful.